Social Security facing pressure from Doge weighs big cuts.
Why isn't he here explaining it? You will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do.
Let's hop into some more Rachel Maddow, starting with the clip she plays of a Democratic senator getting a bit spirited, a bit heated, you could say, as we hop into more of the planned attack on Social Security. So, I mean, it's what you want to see our Democratic Congress people getting upset about, whether it be Social Security, Medicaid, or more. So take a moment, hit that like button for us. Helps more than you could know, and let's jump right in.
I do not understand why you would relegate this committee to no longer being of significance and resort to saying you will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do. Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government, and you start off with a blather, and yet look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so evident, why isn't he here explaining it?
I mean, let's run this guy for president, right? I mean, sheesh, but no, he is spot on with everything he's saying here, except calling Elon Musk a genius. I will die on the hill that he's not. But if the fraud and waste that he was finding were concrete, like there's indisputable evidence, if Elon's doing God's work, the will of the people, why wouldn't he come before Congress? Isn't Congress representative of the people? Well, shouldn't you answer to them then? Or a better question, again, like I just said, why shouldn't he? Wealth and success doesn't put you above the law. Finding fraud doesn't put you above the law, especially if you can't prove it. And as much as Musk and Trump want it to be the case, they're the same as anyone else, especially in the pretense of the law. So why are we allowing this? Because Trump, a felon and a fraud himself, a sexual abuser himself, signed off on Elon Musk is like, yeah, we can trust him. I mean, that's not the best cosign to have. I'm just saying.
Social Security facing pressure from Doge weighs big cuts to phone service. Agency considers ending phone program that is used by millions of elderly and disabled Americans. One gobsmacked Social Security Administration employee told the Post today that this radical change, this radical cut to services that they were moving on in the Trump administration, quote, would be the single largest service disruption in agency history ever. The single largest service disruption in Social Security ever. Elon Musk's plan for Social Security was to, quote, end telephone service for claims processing, instead directing elderly and disabled people to the internet and to in-person field offices.
I mean, the cruelty towards the elderly is insane here. Like, first, gut Medicaid, something that very well, by the way, could provide them equipment to help them see, to help them travel and get around. But then cut the phone service for Social Security. So they either have to navigate the internet. Anyone with a grandparent will tell you how that will go. Or they have to get out of their house and travel in person to have their Social Security claim handled. Let me remind you, I mean, because, you know, MAGA will tell you that old people should pull themselves up by the bootstraps and absolutely go out. Well, there's plenty of old people who can't even drive anymore. There's plenty of old people who are bedridden. But again, the goal here is simple. This is what MAGA wants, as Social Security is currently one of the most popular, one of the most successful government programs. You make it inefficient from the inside. You underfund and understaff it to the point that you can without Congress so that it doesn't run as smooth as it could. And then you use that to create momentum to push it through Congress to end it. This is the playbook they literally run on everything. They're legitimately doing it to the Department of Education right now.
About 40% of the claims that get made to Social Security are made over the phone, using this phone line that Elon Musk now wants to kill. 40% of the claims at the agency. And naturally, this move to close the phone line and instead force old people and disabled people to go in person to in-person field offices, naturally that comes as Donald Trump is firing 7,000 people who work at Social Security and closing tons of the aforementioned field offices. President Biden's Social Security Administrator, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, ripped the bark off himself in his comments to the Post on this planned cut. Quote, "It would certainly appear," he said, "that they're trying to break the capacity of the agency to serve its customers."
Yes, I mean, so clearly, yes. They have no economic standing on why we should defund Social Security. It's never paid out more than it takes in. It is entirely self-funding. Even if the government shuts down, Social Security can keep paying out. It keeps 2/3 of seniors out of poverty. It helps orphans, help the disabled as well. I mean, the list goes on. And the propaganda line of, it's going to run out, it literally doesn't land for people anymore. 83% of benefits will be paid out until the end of time if nothing is done to Social Security. If you just make rich people pay their fair share, then 100% will be paid out. And I'm not even saying make the rich people pay more than everyone else. If rich people paid the same percent as everyone else, Social Security could be funded until the end of time. But it just, again, doesn't land for people because the success of Social Security, it's been seen for decades, been proven for decades, which is why it's uber popular. Old people receive the benefits directly. Young people receive benefit and not having to pay for their grandparents, right? But instead, the play for conservatives now is, well, okay, let's just make it unable to service its customers to the same efficiency, make those wait times longer because, to them, elderly people are pawns in their scheme of privatization. But this way, Social Security starts having problems with it. The customer base, maybe they like it a little less. And then we can try the it's a failing system thing again and convince them, if you just invest in stocks, who needs Social Security? The stocks that are always going to make corporations more wealthy than you and that the corporations will be fine if something happens to the market where you and your savings won't be.